A very good morning to you. We start with breaking news. The fragile ceasefire between Israel and Iran looks to be on the brink of collapse. In the last half hour, Israel said it had identified new missile strikes launching its way from Iran. Those were intercepted, but Israel's defense minister has instructed his military to respond forcefully to what he's described as a violation of the truce. Well, we'll be joined by our defence and security editor, Deborah Haynes, who's at the NATO summit in The Hague in just a moment. But first to our correspondent, Cordelia Lynch, who's at the site of a missile strike in the Israeli city of Beer Sheba. Cordy, what's the scale of the damage? And just talk us through the timeline of what has unfolded over the course of the last 12 hours.
Good morning to you. Well, the scale of the damage is extensive. Let me just give you a closer look at the destruction to this 7-floor building. You can see at the top there the point of impact where the missile hit. I understand that there were 3 people inside one apartment, all of whom died, another person killed at the entrance, and rescue teams here still removing a lot of the rubble that's been left behind from this position. This truce looks very fragile indeed. This attack came what appears to be shortly before that ceasefire was brought in at 7 o'clock this morning. I've spoken to local residents. They describe this huge explosion, many trying to get down to their shelters in time. One man I've just spoken to says he believes that Israel had agreed to a truce prematurely. He wants to see them strike Iran back. Now, we have heard from the defense minister who has said that they will respond forcefully to any violations. It is unclear at this stage if the IDF consider this attack as a violation or not, but 4 people have died, adding to the casualty toll. It must be said, in Iran, the death toll has been far greater. The damage to military and intelligence installations, extensive too. I think what is striking is how little we have heard from the Israeli government so far this morning. We expect to hear from the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, later on today. I think there is a careful choreography going on diplomatically to try and keep this ceasefire intact. But here, an illustration of the continued threat.
Cordy, as you said, it's sort of confusing as to exactly the timeline, but specifically the attack behind you, that did happen before Prime Minister Netanyahu's office came out to say that they were observing the ceasefire. So if it is already on edge, if it is already breaking down, it wasn't specifically that attack that triggered that?
Yeah, I think we're having to kind of unpick and speculate what has not been made clear, and I think there is a reason they are not being particularly overt in this moment, because it is so highly sensitive. Donald Trump made that decision last night to announce this deal. He gave a quite detailed timescale as well. Then we eventually heard from the Iranian foreign minister, but only today, this morning, after the ceasefire was put in place, that Israel had also agreed to it. So there's been plenty of confusion, but the message is clear. The IDF say they will respond forcefully if they are attacked. From the timescale that we've been given from local residents, some of this strike appeared to take place before 7 o'clock this morning. It was at 7 o'clock that ceasefire was put in place. So it may be that Israel decide not to respond any further. There were alarms raised across western Iran there. Israel deciding to respond in that moment. Perhaps both sides have agreed that is enough. But just a note of warning to that. We've just heard news in the past 5 minutes that sirens have been sounded across northern Israel too. So just a reminder of the fragility of this situation. I think it would be unwise to suggest that this has reached any kind of conclusion just yet.